Next, what we're going to be working on is Next, what we're going to be working on is this rotted out piece of frame right here. So obviously I already started cutting on the other side, but I can see back in here till right about here it's got rot in there. So obviously we want to make that correct. So we're going to cut that out. It appears to be a piece of 16 gauge and 22 or 20 gauge welded together to right through here. It's doubled up right there, but that's it. Good times. Just got done cutting out the section of the front driver's side frame rail there, which rots out on a lot of people's cars. Here you can see the carnage in mine. It rusted through both layers right there. See, I could stab a screwdriver through it. So I went ahead and cut it out, because I cut out the whole thing because I could just rebuild this double layer. Now, the question is to rebuild it and weld it in, or to just get the caps and weld it in. But I don't think it'd be too hard out of sheet metal just to bang one out.
Yeah, boy.
And make it fit in there. I looked down in there, and as you can see, it's very clean down there. I took my 3/8 inch what do you call that thing? Belt sander. Yep, 3/8 air powered belt sander, and got the little remaining surface rust off of there. It does need a little bit more cleaning up, but then we're gonna paint that because obviously we just wanted to get all the rust out. And as you can see down there, it looks brand new. And up here, it looks brand new. So we got the rot out. Now I still got to get that floorboard, but like I said, I got to pull the whole interior out first. So here's what it looks like on this side. Cut that whole chunk out of there. There was surface rust on this. I went ahead and ground that off there. We'll get some galvanic paint on there after we weld that up. So basically, I traced this off of the side of here, right? Traced that, and I added some because I'm gonna try to recreate this radius on here. I do not know if I'll be successful, but at least I could say I tried. So if I beat this radius in here, and then make this piece and beat the radius in, and then weld in this strip, it should work. So, like I said, don't know if I'm going to be successful, but I'm going to go ahead and try to beat that radius into here. Now, I might have to split this a few times in order to get this radius here in there, but I don't know. We'll see. This is 16 gauge. It's going to be a little harder to beat than the 20. All we can do is try, you know? So, here we go. So went ahead and made the template for this. The first thing I did was basically got my hard lines at the back side, and so I measured the length and I just kept cutting it until it fit. Now you notice how I did the same thing that I did before, where I took my hand and so let's pretend this is what we're going to make the form of. You can just kind of put that up in there like that and rub it. Not too hard now. Like that. And you could see, well, there you go. If the light hits it right, you could see the outline. See it? So then you just cut along the outline and then keep checking it and checking it until it fits perfect. Like that. Okay? Now down here, I went ahead and marked where my radius was, front and back. Now, it's a guesstimate. Now remember, the last piece I made was like this, right? I got the radius beat into it like that, see? I went ahead and cut out the basic shape to fit, right? So that fits in there like that. You might have to grind it just a tidbit more here on this corner, but it's really close, right? So then I took this. It still needs a little massaging, but just lay it on there, match up your lines where the center of the bend is, like that, and I just kind of like tried to match it like that along that radius right there. Now, hopefully it all works out. I do have to make some slight adjustments. My lines are off by a little bit, but there you go. So that'll be my radius. I might have to trim this up a little bit whenever the radius is done on it. But that's a start. Now we'll go ahead and get to forming it. What I just got done doing was tacking this piece in. It's obviously not 100% in the correct spot, but see, it molds very easily. See, you can bend it and then tack it into place. Now, see, I'm gonna have to tap that over. I might break that. I might grind it off or whatever. Push it over and then tack weld it back in. Now, you can't see it. There we go. So obviously I was welding on the outside of this. Now you can see how that's a perfect burn through right there. That's how you get two pieces of metal to act like one piece of metal. Remember, I didn't tack weld this at all on the backside, not one bit. It was all from the outside. So you have to make sure that you set your welder just right. Obviously that one in the corner is the first one. I broke it back off and redid it. But yeah, that'll be ground down, and it'll turn out just like those other two welds that burned all the way through. So not too much heat, not too little heat. And you're like, how the heck do you figure that out? Well, here, I will show you. This is how you figure it out. This right here. You just take a grinder, you cut off a little piece, and you adjust the controls on your welder until it looks the way you want and has the burn through that you want on the back. That's how you set it up, and always make sure you got extra metal sitting by. So, because if you want to make good strong welds, you have to make sure that your machine is set up properly, right? Right. Okay, I just wanted to share that I kind of screwed up. So I was talking about the quality of the welds, you know, making sure it's a full burn through. So you structurally make it one piece from the front to the back all the way, right? Yeah. Not when you're mocking up, and not when you're, because I still got to cut this out, and then I got to put a filler patch in here, right? And then I'm going to weld it all on the outside and possibly the inside, but theoretically, if my weld machine is, my welder, what the heck is wrong with me? If my welder is set up correctly, it will burn all the way through, front to back, right? And then I have to pull this whole assembly back off and then put the 20 gauge liner inside of it to that aids with rigidity. So yeah, make sure when you're just mocking stuff up, don't make it a super proper spot weld like that, or tack, I should say. Don't make it a super official tack, because it needs to be able to be, you know, ground down and broke back off, right? They need to be, you know, just basic crappy. So that'll be fun, cutting those back out. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna cut this one and get that to where it lines up perfectly, and possibly I got to figure out this edge too. We want to get all these lined up before we cut this out and put our filler strips in. close to the outer skin being finished. I went ahead, I patched some of the there were little pinholes. You would hold it up and you could see some light through a couple of pinholes. I believe I got that all taken care of, but I'm still gonna fix, there's a couple of little spots on it I'm gonna go ahead and fix. Went ahead and sanded down the interior. It's a far cry from the original. I mean, but yeah, there she is. Now she's ready. I gotta build, see the second layer with the 20 gauge sheet metal. I'm gonna put that in there and weld it all in there, and we'll be ready for the final install. Now I gotta start that.